Lord, I come, I confess, bowing here, I find my rest. Without you, I fall apart. You're the one that guides my heart. Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you. Every hour I need you. My one defense, my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you. When sin runs deep, your grace is more. Where grace is found is where you are. And where you are, Lord, I am free. Holiness is Christ in me. Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you. Every hour I need you. My one defense, my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you.
Hi friends, welcome back. We have already dealt with the sacraments in general. Let us try to understand the Sacrament of Confirmation today. A good way to begin and understand the Sacrament of Confirmation is with a basic understanding of what the sacrament is all about. Only then we can understand why confirmation is so essential. Confirmation is a sacrament by which Catholics receives a special outpouring of the Holy Spirit. Through confirmation, the Holy Spirit gives them the increased ability to practice their Catholic faith in every aspect of their lives and to witness Christ in every situation. Effects of confirmation are as follows. First, the person receives the gifts of the Holy Spirit, which are wisdom, knowledge, right judgment, understanding, courage, piety, and the fear of the Lord. Secondly, a more intimate relationship with Jesus Christ is established. Thirdly, a closer bond is created with the Catholic Church. Fifthly, the ability to take a greater, more mature role in the Church's mission of living the Christian faith by daily and witnessing to Christ everywhere. Finally, a special mark or character on the soul that can never be erased. There are a few things that we need to understand about the Sacrament of Confirmation. The first point that we need to take note is that confirmation imparts grace. Like all the other sacraments, confirmation is a gift given by God, and like all of God's gifts, it is designed to help us grow in holiness and bring us into the closer relation with God through the imparting of grace. The second point that we need to understand about the Sacrament of Confirmation is that it completes the Christian initiation begun at baptism. Catechism of the Catholic Church, Article 1285 speaks very clearly about the Sacrament of Confirmation. It states that baptism, the Eucharist, and the Sacrament of Confirmation together constitute the sacraments of Christian initiation. It must be explained to the faithful that the reception of the Sacrament of Confirmation is necessary for the completion of baptismal grace. For by the Sacrament of Confirmation, the baptized are more perfectly bound to the Church and are enriched with a special strength of the Holy Spirit. Hence, they are, as true witnesses of Christ, more strictly obliged to spread and defend the faith by word and deed. For the maturing of the faith, a person in the church prepares one for confirmation, where we are strengthened by the Holy Spirit to go out into the world as faithful witnesses and disciples of Christ. As members of Christ's body, which is the church, we share an apostolic calling to spread God's kingdom throughout the world. We are also called to be a light unto the world, and the Sacrament of Confirmation equips us for that mission. Thirdly, it is full of outpouring of the Holy Spirit. In John's Gospel, we read that Christ prepared his followers for his eventual departure from this earth. He told them that it would be better for them if he left, because then he would send them the Advocate to be with them. At that time, the apostles were full of grief and at the thought of Jesus going, and probably did not understand who this mysterious Advocate was. But just as Jesus promised, at Pentecost, the apostles received the outpouring of the Holy Spirit. They were able to recognize that this was the person Jesus sent to lead them to the truth, to guide them, and to strengthen them. And because they were receptive, the Holy Spirit was able to work within them to transform them from frightened men in hiding from the authorities to proclaimers of the resurrection. The Holy Spirit, which the apostles received, is the same Holy Spirit whose gifts are sealed within us at confirmation. It seeks to work within us in the same way. If we are receptive and open to His gifts, we too can be transformed, confident that we can accomplish every good thing. So, that's all for today. Bye, till we meet again.
Greetings to you once again. I hope you had a wonderful week. But now, once again, it's time to learn about a new saint. So, welcome back to Let's Saint a Story. Here we are at the gates of heaven. If you recall, towards the left, we have Saint Romero. Right here, we have Saint Francis of Assisi. Right here, this boy is Saint Dominic Savio. Right here is Saint Therese of Lisieux. At the center, we have Saint John Bosco. Here we have Padre Pio. Here we have Saint Augustine of Hippo. Here we have Blessed Carlo Acuti. Here we have Saint Ignatius of Loyola. Right here we have Saint Teresa of Calcutta. Once again, I cannot stress this enough. If you don't recall the stories of any of these saints, you can always go back and watch the videos and learn about their stories once again. Remember, if you're equipped with the knowledge of these saints, you can talk to anyone who asks you about the saints, and thus you can inspire them. Inspiring them, you can help them change their lives, and probably they too can inspire others around them. So once again, if you don't recall the stories, you can always go back and watch the videos again. For those of you who were able to figure out the saint for today, congratulations! If you weren't able to figure out who the saint is for today, make sure you listen in and learn more about the saint today. So let's go ahead and let's meet the saint. Remember, this is going to be like a normal conversation. Imagine you're meeting the saint at a hotel or a nearby park. You want to make a new friend, so you ask the saint a few questions, to which the saint replies. So let's begin our conversation with the saint. This is the person you see in front of you. So you go ahead and you ask, "Hi, it's so nice to meet you. May I know your name?" To which the saint replies, "Hi, my name is Charles de Foucault, but you can call me Charles if you please." Tell me about your younger days, Charles. Well, I was born on the 15th of September 1858 in Strasbourg, France, to Francois and Elizabeth. I was born into a life of wealth and privilege, but both my parents died while I was still a child. Me and my sister were then raised by my maternal grandfather. I had inherited my parents' wealth. As a young boy, I wanted to join the military. So, when the time came, I did. I joined the Saint Cyr Military Academy. After my grandfather died, I lived a very worldly life. My faith had disappeared. At 17, I was totally selfish, full of vanity and irreverence, and engulfed by desire for what was evil. I didn't see God, I only saw me. I went on to become an officer in the French army. Tell me more, Charles. In 1880, I had traveled to Algeria with my army regiment, where I had encountered the Sahara Desert for the first time. I was captivated by the view. I returned in 1883 to explore Morocco. I wrote a book about my travels. I even won awards for those. My life took a turn in the year 1886. Inspired by the Jews and the Muslims I had met during my travels, I resumed the practice of my Catholic faith. I joined a Trappist monastery in France, then later transferred to Syria. Leaving the monastery in 1897, I worked as a gardener and sacristan for the poor class nuns in Nazareth and later in Jerusalem. In 1901, I returned to France and was ordained a priest. Later that year, I journeyed to Beni Abbey, Morocco, intending to found a monastic religious community in North Africa that offered hospitality to Christians, Muslims, Jews, or people with no religion. I lived a peaceful, hidden life but attracted no companions. A former army comrade invited me to live among the Tuareg people in Algeria. I learned their language enough to write a Tuareg French and French Tuareg dictionary and to translate the Gospels into Tuareg. In 1905, I came to Tamanrasset, where I lived the rest of my life. A two-volume collection of my Tuareg poetry was apparently published after my death. In early 1909, I visited France and established an association of lay people who pledged to live by the Gospels. My return to Tamanrasset was welcomed by the Tuareg. The outbreak of World War I led to attacks on the French in Algeria. Seized in a raid by another tribe, I was shot to death on December 1st, 1916. Five religious congregations, associations, and spiritual institutes: Little Brothers of Jesus, Little Sisters of the Sacred Heart, Little Sisters of Jesus, Little Brothers of the Gospel, and Little Sisters of the Gospel draw inspiration from the peaceful, largely hidden, yet hospitable life that characterized me. I was beatified on November 13th, 2005. What can I do to be more like you, Charles? All you must do is live a simple life and help those around you. Appreciate God's creations and thank Him for it. Be there for those who need your guidance and support. Live a charitable life, a life away from all luxury. Pray to God as often as you can and spread His love to those around you in any way you can. It was great really meeting you, Charles. It was great meeting you too. Keep praying for me and pray to me. I too will be praying for you from up above. Before I leave, I would like to leave you with this quote. It is not necessary to teach others, to cure them, or to improve them. It is only necessary to live among them, sharing the human condition and being present to them in love. Good going! You made a friend in Blessed Charles de Foucault. Remember, it's what you learn that counts. This person, Charles, has lived with the people in Tuareg. What can you learn from this? It basically means that you need to share the experience of people around you. If they are poor, share that experience once. Just experience what it is to live a poor life. Then you know exactly how to help that person. And more than any materialistic resources that they need, love is the most important resource that you can give them. Love them and help them with your whole heart. This brings us back to the gates of heaven. As we can see, Blessed Charles has joined the ensemble of saints. This brings us to the activity called Who's That Saint? Towards the left, we have the silhouette of a saint, and towards the right, we have a set of clues that pertain to the saint in the left. The clues read out: Patron saint of chastity and purity was assassinated. Clubbing the silhouette on the left and the clues towards the right, if you can figure out who the saint is, type the answer in the comment section below. If you can't figure out who the saint is, please do make sure